people on the internet, my name is Jules. So basically I wanted to make my second video about my concert experience at Witness the Tour for the Toronto dates, which were my dates, which was the October 31st and November 1st shows. And I wanted to make this video especially not just for the fact that it's a freaking concert experience, but because my November 1st show, I didn't know I was going to go to right away, so I wanted to make a video about it because it's literally every fangirl's, like, little fantasy or, like, scenario that everybody dreams up in their mind but doesn't actually think it's going to come true. So I basically wanted to make my second video about it. So I'm going to tell you basically from just the whole 31st of October to basically the end of November 1st, and basically telling everything. So basically I had tickets only for October 31st. I bought them at the pre-sale. I had the code, everything. It was great. I was in the 100 sections at the Air Canada Centre because those were the two Canadian dates. And I was pretty pleased with being in the 100s because my first concert was the Prismatic World Tour. I was in the 300s then, and I was grateful. I was like, I think 14 at the time, and now I'm 17. So seeing as now I was in the 100s, I was like, whoo, wow, I'm closer to the woman, Katy Perry. She's there. Whoa. So basically, yeah, I bought these tickets, and the original date was September 12th, but due to like production flaws or whatever, it had to be pushed back. And my date was one of the dates pushed back, which at first I ended up going to my KATYCAT group chat on Instagram and having to wake up to seeing that all of this was happening, but my friend phrased it wrong and said that it was canceled. And then I read that it was rescheduled, and I was like in a panic. We ended up calling Ticketmaster and asking if we had to just reprint our tickets or what was happening, because we've never had this happen before. My mom and I, because she was going. My mom would never miss a Katy Perry concert. That's one person that she really likes to see. So basically it was pushed back, and I saw that it was on the 31st, and my best friend and I were going as couple costumes on Halloween. Severus Snape and Bellatrix Lestrange. I know that they're not a couple thing in Harry Potter, but that doesn't matter. This isn't a Harry Potter video. So basically I had to think of a plan for the 31st because, well, there was a KATYCAT meetup on the 31st, and I couldn't miss it, and I really wanted to meet a bunch of KATYCATS because I never really did meet any KATYCATS. So yeah, so cut to, it's the 31st of October. I leave school half day because my school doesn't do anything on like Halloween or whatever. So yeah. So I basically leave half day. I end up taking a shower, getting ready for my concert. And of course there was like a little contest that Katy had where you dress up in like her old costumes or whatever, and you could end up meeting her that day, which I went as Roar costume, and I had that costume from grade 9. I just kind of made it more fitting to me now because I'm not like 14 anymore. So I went as that, and I had a black wig because I wanted it to be the most authentic. So yeah, I ended up like ripping off my wig like halfway through the concert, like literally like wig snatched my wig off my head. I'm not kidding. But anyways, my mom and I ended up getting down to the arena, and we were gonna meet at 4:30, which was like earlier than when the concert was like originally started. I think it was like 7 when it actually starts. But I ended up meeting with a bunch of KATYCATS. It was like my friend Teagan, Claudia, Ashley, Haley, you know, all of them, Liam, yeah. And disclaimer, anybody that I met that day, if I forgot your name, it's because I met so many people, and I was just crazy with the concerts. Just a disclaimer. But yeah, we hung out for a little while when we were there. It was freezing, and if you've ever seen Katy Perry's outfit from Roar, you can expect that I was freezing. Like, I was freezing, and when you go to the Air Canada Center, you can kind of walk in, like, not where the seating is until you actually go in and have a ticket, but there's like a main entrance part that anybody can walk in and out of. And that's where I was, but it was still kind of cold, because, hello, I was wearing a spaghetti strap top and a skirt, and that was it. Like, I had a jacket, but I took it off because I wanted to basically have them see it, because I wanted the twins or anybody else from Katie's team to see, like, me, so they could be like, hey, meet Katie after the show. Here's, like, some wristbands. That's what a couple of my other friends did. I know my friend Teagan did it. She runs, like, a basketball net for Swish Swish, which was honestly actually one of the best costumes I've seen, but all the costumes were great. So basically we ended up, like, hearing some sounds, and it sounded like she was doing rehearsal, but we don't know. But we basically stood in line for, like, a little while, and then the people who had to go to Drop Zone, which is basically the pit, it's just called Drop Zone, basically they went, and we ended up just staying there, which was Claudia and Teagan and myself, and of course my mom. She was just soaking up all of this, like, Katy Cat love for each other. I thought it was kind of cool. But we were in line. I was actually first in line to get, like, to where the seating was, because you have to go through security, check your ticket, all of that. Like, they have higher security now for concerts. So yeah, I ended up having a present for Katie, because her birthday is in October. It's the 25th of October, even though I'm the 31st concert. I was like, I could still give it to her. Belated birthday, hey. But I ended up giving that to fan services, because they said that Katie said that she'll accept gifts, just in case people don't meet her, that she'll still get their gift, which I thought was cool. I don't know if she got my gift. I don't know if they were lying to try to please me, but I really hope that she did, because I worked really hard on the gift that I made her, which was a book sharing very personal things to her, telling her how much she's helped me, and a Hello Kitty pop figure, because she loves Hello Kitty. And I also got her a feminist as fuck button, which I thought works perfectly for her. So basically when we get inside, after, I said to my mom that I want to buy merchandise, and of course we had to get food and drinks. So while we were there, my mom and I ended up buying, well, she ended up buying one shirt, I ended up buying that poster right there. I ended up buying this sweater, which was $90, best $90 I've ever spent. The back of the sweater looks like that, except without the writing at the bottom. And then I bought this t-shirt, which I've had my eye on since forever, and I love it on the website, so I wanted to buy it. Then I bought the pins that I saw, because I need Katy Perry pins. When I went to the Prismatic World Tour, I bought, like, pins as well, so I just wanted more pins. And then I bought, like, the little glow thing that you get at concerts too. It was pretty good. All the merchandise. The prices are pretty high, but what can you expect? It's Canada. I was surprised that this was actually shorter than this one from the Prismatic World Tour. I don't know. I think it's a little bit weird that they're different sizes, but hey, whatever. The tour book wasn't available at my show yet, but I did order it online, because it is on the Katy Perry shop now. So I ordered it online. Yeah, I think it said it's for pre-order or whatever. I don't know. I just know it's going to be shipped on December 6th or something, if I read that correctly. But regardless of when it comes to me, I bought it, so it has to come to me. That's not the point. So I basically went to my seats, and it was amazing. The view was great. I loved it. I did want to be on the floor, but I'm grateful for the seats that I had, because I know some people like never ever get to see their fave in concert. So I just am grateful for every time I end up going to a concert, because I just know that other people don't have the same privilege to go to a concert. So yeah. So while we were waiting, of course, they play music and all of that, and from the drop zone area, I kept seeing like a bunch of people walking back and forth, and there was like a Left Shark costume, and then a guy, and then I think another girl beside him, and that was Chris, the famous Chris that everybody knows in the fan base, and also now, like now that I know, the Left Shark that was next to him, that was either, I think it was Kay or Dommy. I can't remember which one it was, like the first 2 times that I saw them walking past. I couldn't remember if I saw curly hair or if I saw straight hair, but they were in Left Shark costumes. But I do know that they were both there. Shout out to my lesbians. Or gays. So yeah, I was freaking out in my seats because I did see Chris and them. And I kept like saying to my mom, I'm like, Mom, I want to meet Chris before the end of the night. Like, he's so amazing. Like, I follow him on Instagram and Twitter and Snapchat. I'm a bigger fan of him than I am Katy. I was kind of freaking out, like, the little children beside me. They weren't that little. They were like 12. Probably like 8 to 12. I don't know. The usual, like, stereotype of KATYCATS. They're all 8 to 12. I'm 17. No. But yeah, and they came with like their mom or something. I was kind of freaking them out when I kept like talking about like different KATYCATS and all of that, and they were kind of all like, we only know Roar and this, and yeah. That was such a bad stereotype. I don't know. So yeah, then the concert started and it was amazing. I was freaking out. I was just having the time of my life. When Roulette came on, I was so happy because that's my favorite song off the record. It's amazing. It was so fun. Like, I really, I loved it so much. Yeah. So, basically, after the concert was over... Oh, before that, when she called her mom, which she does all the time, she didn't pick up at first, which I thought was really funny. Because she's like, oh, I call my mom every show, and she picks up, and then when she didn't, she's all like, I have a mother, which I thought was funny. Mary was not having it that night. So yeah, after the concert was over, I ended up, leaving my seats and then going out into the hall, where, the general area was, out of your seat, basically where merchandise and food would be. So my mom was like, okay, we need to go to, either catch a cab or the subway or whatever. So we were walking past a group of people, and I look over, and I see Chris standing there. So I'm kind of freaking out, and I'm, saying to my mom, stop walking. My mom's kind of confused, so I'm like, that's Chris. Chris is in that group of people. And my mom's like, well, don't be an idiot. Go up and talk to Chris. So I'm like, okay. So I'm the most awkward human being at this point because I've only seen him in pictures and in videos. So yeah. So basically, I go up to him and I'm the little awkward, tiny gay boy that I look like in front of him. Little tiny gay boy. So basically I walk up to him and I'm like, you don't know who I am, but I love you and you're amazing and I stan you more than Katy, and I was wondering if I could get a picture, and I just wanted to say hi. So he thought that was really cute, and I ended up talking with him for so long, and we ended up running into each other after we took our picture together, and then parted ways, and he followed me on Twitter, which was cool, and Instagram. So we ended up clashing into each other, and it was so cool because we were hanging out, and then I met Kay and Dommy, my 2 gay moms. They thought I was adorable, and it was so funny because my Instagram name is Gay Tsunami, and the reason for that is because Tsunami off of Witness, I believe, is about girl on girl. I don't know, hasn't been confirmed, but I just think it is. Also, I saw a thread on Twitter that someone else believes it. So someone else in the world believes it like I do. So, yeah. So that's my name, Gay Tsunami, on Instagram. And I was talking to them about it, and I don't know how we got on talking about Tsunami, and I was just like, yeah, that's about lesbian sex, you know? And they just thought I was so funny. And then I end up saying, like, hey, they don't call me Gay Tsunami on Instagram for nothing. And Kay looks at me and she goes, you're Gay Tsunami? I've always wondered who that was. I was like, that Instagram name's just very different. And I was like, oh my god, people actually see me. So yeah, they thought I was like really adorable, and they thought my mom was pretty cool too. And I was hanging out again with like Ashley, Haley, it was Chris, Dommy, Kay, and who else? I'm trying to like think. Like there were so many people at this point that I'm like, who was there? Oh, and then there was a girl, Danielle. She was dressed in the angel egg costume that Katie did one year for Halloween. Who else was there? I'm like blanking out. Like literally, I remember a person there, and then it's just like, nope, they weren't there. So yeah, there was like so many people there. There was so much. There was so much happening at this point after the show. But yeah, we were like taking pictures and all of that, and it was so much fun. Like it was really fun. Like I enjoyed myself. It was amazing. And Chris, Kay, Dommy, like they left to go hang out. Like it was cool. Like I can't believe I was in the presence of Chris. But don't worry, that's not the end of this story. But after they left, we were still hanging out, and one of the twins comes like from where like the front doors were to get into your seating. They come and they call Haley, and she's dressed in all red. Like the beginning, like the opening costume that Katie has, she recreated it and she was wearing it. And one of them is like, hey, come into the meet and greet, like, you know, Katie wants you. So she goes in, and I'm like, oh my god, a person from her is meeting her. Damn. So I end up checking my phone, and I end up seeing my friend Teagan is meeting Katy Perry as well. So I'm like, Teagan really did that. Sis did this. Like, I was so proud. I was so happy for her. I didn't end up meeting Katie at the end of the 31st show, but in all honesty, next tour, I'm going to try my hardest. I will be 18 plus. I will be able to sign up for the KPF meet and greets for like any show that I go to. Like if I don't win it with different shows that I go to, then each one, I don't know. We'll have to check the rules. I don't know. I wouldn't like sign up every single date to be like, I'll meet her every single date. No. Different people deserve to meet her all the time, whatever. But I know my time will come, and your time will come too, so don't worry. Have patience, have faith. Don't worry. It's the same thing with getting noticed by her. I have never been noticed by Katy Perry. I've never met her. But anyways. So I was so happy, and basically she ends up coming out of her meet and greet, and she ends up FaceTiming her mom. Not Teagan, Haley. She ends up FaceTiming her mom. And she's like, Mom, I met Katy Perry. And she's like crying. And I'm like, honestly, that's going to be me. I'm just going to be calling my mom. Like after I meet Katy Perry one day, I'm just going to like crying. And my mom's just going to be like, so we did it. We did that. Okay, good. So, yeah. And we hung out for a while. I ended up meeting Lucas. He's so much fun. Honestly, legs for days. Your legs are better than mine. Like, oh my god. I ended up meeting a girl named Jenna, and she's really nice. She was with Lucas, and I ended up meeting Carol Ann, which she's amazing. She was from Quebec, I think. Yeah, she's from Quebec. Carol was amazing. She's really funny. My mom like loved her. She was wearing a like nugget sweatshirt. So yeah, so we ended up going outside to where the garage doors were for if Katie was gonna like drive out, which she would have had to go to her hotel. So basically the concert ended like so long ago, and we ended up staying outside, freezing our asses off until like 3 a.m. and then we had to go. But Danielle, the girl dressed in the angel egg costume, she ended up living near me, which was really freaking cool. Didn't know that. She ended up giving us a ride, and we ended up stopping at Subway at 3 a.m. in downtown, which honestly, like, goals. So we stopped for subs, then her car was stuck in a parking garage of a place that basically they close at like 10. And of course she was at a concert, so she couldn't just go halfway through the concert and get her car. So thankfully the old man that was like the security there, he let us in, got her car, and drove out. Like, she literally almost had a heart attack when the guy was like, oh yeah, it closes at 10, and she's like, it's 3 a.m. What am I gonna do? So she ends up dropping us off. I had so much fun, and everybody, like, even like Chris, before he left, everybody was like, oh, do you have tickets to like tomorrow's show, November 1st? And I was like, I'll try to get tickets tomorrow. Like, I don't know if I can. I'll try. Like, tickets like the day of or the day before, like, they're really cheap. They're really cheap. Like, the floor section is cheap, and drop zone pit is really cheap, so yeah. So it was 3 a.m. and I was like pissed tired, like, I swear to God. So I ended up like passing out, and I couldn't go to school the next day because I was like so tired. Like, I literally could not wake up. I couldn't wake up. So I basically didn't go to school that day, but I still did some work throughout the day. I ended up like trying to buy tickets, but I then came to the realization that I am broke. I did not have any money. I did not have the finances after one show. Thanks, Katy Perry, for emptying out my bank account. So I basically ended up getting a Snapchat from Chris, basically asking like, hey, are you coming to the show? So I was like, no, I'm not. I couldn't get tickets because I literally, like, I had no more money. Like, I don't. I'm sorry, but I hope you have fun. And he's like, oh, well, my friend has an extra ticket. If you want, you can have it. You just have to come down, like, down to the Air Canada Center to get it. So I'm like, literally, like, I literally got out of the shower like 10 minutes before that. Like, my hair was still kind of wet. I was like I was still kind of like concert hungover. Like, I can't drink. I didn't drink, but it's like a concert hungover moment. And like, when he says that to me, I literally run out to my mom. My mom is like, she was recovering from the night before because she's like so tired from that concert. But I run out to where the living room was because I was in my room, and I was like, Mom, Chris has a friend that has a ticket. If I can get down there, he'll give it to me. So my mom's like, do we have to pay even just a little bit of it? Because we don't have like money just to like do that. Like, that, you're broke. I'm like, yeah, I know, Mom, I'm broke. Thank you for telling me that. So I basically say, hey, do I have to pay your friend? And Chris goes, oh no, the friend's me. Like, it's for free. Just come down here. The ticket's yours. So I end up like screaming at my mom when I read that. I'm like, Mom, the friend is Chris. Chris was referring to himself. So my mom's like scrambling, and she's like grabbing like a couple of like bills and stuff so I could get food down there and water so I don't like pass out halfway through the concert. Like, my mom's like passing me things. Like, she's passing me like my phone, and she's passing me like a portable charger. She's passing me like a little tiny wallet, and like, I don't like grab a bag or nothing. Like, I didn't grab the bag that I had like last night. I literally just stuffed everything in this sweater. Like, I just stuffed it all in, like, to like the little like pocket that it has. And I got my bus tickets, and I literally like ran out. Like, I ran out of my house. Well, I had to grab my keys too, but I ended up like running out because my mom said I could go. So I ended up like running to like the second bus stop, like not the one outside of my house, because I wanted to catch the express bus because there's 2 buses that go by my house. One's an express that will just take me to like major intersections, which I wanted to get downtown fast because I had to be there at like 6:30 or something. Yeah. So I was like texting Chris and I was just like, okay, I'm getting on the bus now. And he's like, what do you mean you're getting on the bus now? I'm like, getting down to the arena. I don't live right next to the arena. I have to go now because there's going to be like traffic and stuff and like rush hour is going to start. So I had to like leave now. So he's like, oh, okay. So I end up getting on the bus, like the express bus, which by the way, I was sprinting to the second bus stop. And I was like, I don't run. We do not do PE no more. We don't do any physical exercise that involves no. So I was literally like, I was running. I was choking while I was running. Mind you, it's also cold outside. I looked like an idiot, just sprinting. It was raining too. I know. I have the best luck, don't I? So I end up getting on the bus. I end up going, like, I'm in tears. I'm like, well, not yet. I wasn't in tears yet. I was I was on the brink of tears because I'm like, holy mother of Jeez. Like, I'm going to the second show. And I didn't know if I was going to be in the pit or if I was going to be in the 100, if I was going to be, not in the 100s, or the floor. But I knew I was going to be in either one of those two because I know Chris likes the 100s and, no, he doesn't like the 100s, the floor and the pit. I don't think he has anything against the higher ones, just floor and pit. I don't know. Once you've been in the pit, it's like you need to be in the pit all the time. But I'm going to get to that in a minute. So I end up having to like change buses because the bus that comes by my house doesn't go directly to a station that will take you to the arena. So I end up getting on another bus. And I'm calling my 2 best friends. I'm calling my friend Kira. I'm calling my friend Victoria. None of them are answering. And I'm like at the back. I'm at the back of the bus. Just crying. Like, I'm crying. There are people back at this bus looking at me, wondering what the hell I'm doing. Like, why is this girl crying on the bus? What is wrong with her? So I'm like crying. So my best friend Kira ends up calling me back and she's like, is everything okay? Like, what's up? And I'm like, Kira, through my tears, I had to explain this whole story to her. And I'm like, so I'm probably going to be in pit. And Kira's like, pit, that's like next to the stage, right? And I'm like, yeah, next to the stage. Kira, my best friend, was like, oh my god. Like, she's freaking out with me. She's so happy for me. Like, oh my god. So I end up getting to the station. I end up going down to where the subway was. I was like freaking out. Like, there's like a section where the subways are, inside the subway train, where you could see like the different stops. And as soon as I got closer to where the Air Canada stop was, I was like freaking out because I'm like, oh my god. Like, I'm freaking out. These people are all watching this on some whatever. I can't even speak. I'm just rethinking this whole story and I'm still freaking out and I'm having PCD thinking about this. But I wanted to share this story because it's just amazing. So it ends up saying my stop, so I end up getting off the train and I go up to where like the street level was, and I'm like, oh, I don't know where the Air Canada Center is. Haha, this is great. So I asked this guy and I'm like, hey, do you know where the Air Canada Center is? Like, can you point me in the direction? And he's like, you're gonna go see Katy Perry tonight? I'm like, yeah. I don't know if he knew that she was performing or if he just looked at my sweater and saw Katy Perry. I don't know. But either way, thank you for acknowledging that I'm seeing my girl again. So he points me in the right direction, and my best friend Victoria's calling me, and I basically explained to her the whole story. And she's seeing Lana Del Rey in January in the same arena. So she's like, honestly, if this happens with me with Lana Del Rey, I'm gonna scream. Like, I'm gonna scream. Because she's in the 300s for her concert, so nothing's wrong with the 300s. That was my first concert experience, the 300s. So basically both of my best friends knew right after each other, which I thought was cool. And I ended up going into the Air Canada Center, so I had to hang up the phone because I needed to like see where Chris was and all that. And I was texting Teagan because she was in drop zone too. And I was still freaking happy for her. Like I look at her meet and greet pictures and I'm just like, Teagan really did that. Like sis did that. Although what's always funny is like she took her sister to the meet and greet to meet Katy, and every picture that I saw for like the longest time, she would always have her sister cropped out. Like it would always just be Katy and Teagan, Katy and Teagan. And I always thought it was so cute because it's like, oh, you're cropping your sister out of the picture. Me with anybody though. It's like meets Katy. It's like my mom sees the picture, so why did you crop me out? So I just thought it was kind of cool, cute, or funny that she cropped her sister out. And just recently she posted the whole picture of her sister, Katy, and then Teagan herself. And I'm just all like, it took her so long to post it, but I think it's funny. I don't know. Teagan was all like, my sister who? This is only Katy and I's picture. No, Teagan loves her sister. Siblings do it. I'm an only child. I don't know sibling lifestyle. But anyways, so I ended up meeting up with a bunch of people who they actually got, like, they won meet and greets. Because there was a meet and greet for the November 1st show, but not the Halloween one, which now I understand why there wasn't, because there was one after the show for, like, the costume thing, which, duh. So I ended up meeting up with Is Ashley there? Or did she? Yeah, I don't know if Ashley was in drop zone yet, but I know Haley was there. Haley was there. Then there was Carol, she was there. And there was like a couple other people there too. And they ended up going to their meet and greet, and then the others went to go sign into drop zone to get their wristbands. And by the way, my light does that. I don't know why. It, like, one half of it just flickers off. I don't know. This is what happens when you live in an old apartment building. I don't know. I've changed that light a million times. I have to deal with it. You gotta deal with it while I make this long video. So, basically, I have to stay and wait for Chris to come because he has my ticket to get into the concert. So I'm waiting for him. And I end up getting a text from him saying that he's, like, close. And then I end up meeting up with him there. And, of course, you know the girl that I took. Kay was there, but she was on the floor section. She wasn't in the pit, but they were trying to get into pit. So it was Chris, myself, and then... So it was Chris and Adriana and myself that was there. Sorry, my camera cut off for a second. So we were there, and we got in. I got my wristband, which, by the way, it was incredible. So I ended up being in the pit. It was amazing. And Chris, like, when we met up, I was like, I owe you my firstborn. I owe you my life. And Chris was like, oh, you're so cute. You're welcome. And I'm like, I can't believe you had an extra ticket. Like, holy jeez. He's like, actually, I didn't have an extra ticket. I bought you one. Of course, his ticket was, like, free because SeatGeek or whichever website he used. It wasn't Ticketmaster. It was another one. His ticket ended up being free, like, $0. And something happened with his ticket, and he ended up getting it for free. And then he bought me one, which, honestly, heart of gold. I love you, Chris. So, yeah, when I got down to the pit, I ended up, like, I was in awe. Like, I was, like, so close. It was so amazing. And, like, shook. So, it was amazing. When the concert started, when she came out, like, I was right there. And I could see her face fully. It was amazing. I was like, oh my god, this is you up close. I am witnessing Katy Perry so close. Like, this woman is, like, right there. Like, there you are. Hello. So I'm, like, so close. Of course, pit. And Teagan was there. I said hi to her. We were, like, having a lit-ass time in Drop Zone. So it was, like, the rest of the KATYCATS, which was, like, Ashley, Haley, so many. The list could go on. I'm gonna post, like, pictures at the end of this about, like, all of the KATYCATS there. So, yeah. So while we were there, there's a section where she'll come down off of her planet, do like a shooting star wish thing, and basically she has like this little stage that looks like a teardrop, and I'm like shook because I'm like, I'm gonna be right there, like right there. So Chris comes up to me and is all like, if you want, go over there. It's starting to get full. Like, go now, because that's where Katie's going to perform Power. And I knew she was going to do that. I just didn't know how to, like, maneuver my way over. So I end up being next to Teagan, and holy mother of Jeez, I am right there. I am physically there. So then she comes out on her planet. I'm freaking out because I'm like, she's going to land here. She's going to land here. She's going to land on this stage, and I'm going to be right there. I'm going to be right. She's going to be, like, inches away from me. She's been inches away from me for, like, the past hour or so, and I'm like, holy crap. Holy crap. So she ends up coming down. She performs Thinking of You, and then she comes down, and I'm like, oh my God. Like, I knew she was going to be this close, and then as soon as she was, like, walking around, I'm like, Katy Perry is right there. She's right there. So I'm freaking out. She brings up this little girl on stage, the cutest little girl, amazing. I'm happy she got to make her wish on a shooting star. So basically she's like talking a little bit about Power before she performs it. And I was right where the stairs where she would like come down, and Teagan was right beside me. So our hands are like out in the open for like Katie to touch. So there was like another guy beside me, and so Katie's just like, okay, and this is like Power, and she starts like walking down, and I'm like freaking out because she's right there, like she's walking downstairs, and she stops midway on the steps because the guy next to me is giving her a present, and she's like, this is for me. He's like, yeah, I made it for you. So I'm like, this woman is seeing me bawl my eyes out. Katy Perry is like there. There's Teagan, me, and then this man that has given her a gift that he has made. And then she looks at me, and she's seeing this little gay thing crying in front of her because I never thought that I would be in front of Katy Perry inches away. It was a dream. I hoped it would happen one day in my life, and it did. And Katy Perry has seen me cry, and I don't think I look really good crying. I don't know. I've never cried in front of a mirror. But I was like crying, and I was trying to hold myself together, and I was like filming. So I was trying not to like make my camera shake, but I was like, she's right there. And I almost touched her dress that she was wearing when she like went around because her dress like swung. But there's of course the barricade, and there was like a security guard right there. So I was like, ooh, okay, this is gonna be really hot if I try to just, touch her dress, try to like get her to grab my hand or whatever. I didn't end up touching her dress, but in my videos that I have, people will see it and they'll just go, you almost touched her dress. Like, oh my God. I'm like, yes, because I didn't touch her dress because my freaking hands were too short. The barricade, and then the security guard. I know that there has to be security there, but like, bro, move over. I'd like my idol to see me cry a little bit more in front of her. I don't know. I wouldn't want Katy Perry to see me cry again. She's seen it too much. She's seen it too much. So she ends up walking past me, but I'm like shook. Like I literally, like as soon as I like was like moving like away to like see her at the other stage because she has like the wing part for Power, I'm like crying in the pit. Like I'm like bawling my eyes out. So as the concert continues, after she finishes Power, like, I'm crying on and off in the pit. Like, I'm bawling my eyes out, then I'm back to normal, bawling my eyes out, back to normal, bawling my eyes out, back. It was a wild ride. So after the concert's over, I end up picking, like, up a bunch of confetti. Yeah, you could see it behind me. So I ended up picking up, like, a bunch of confetti, and the girl, Danielle, she was crying. She was bawling her eyes out with me. I was bawling my eyes out. Chris was all like, let it out, let out your emotions. And, like, I was, like, so happy. Like, I literally had one of the biggest dreams that I've ever wanted, and that was to experience a concert in the pit. And honestly, it was amazing, and I literally thank Chris to the end of the world that he did this for me, because he didn't have to. You know, he could have just been like, okay, whatever, I'm sorry, you don't have money. Sorry, you're a broke-ass bitch. He's not mean, he wouldn't say that. But any person could have just said, okay, whatever, you can't afford to go? Okay, one show, that's it, goodbye. But Chris actually said that he wanted me to see this concert, like this tour, in the pit, because he thought that it would be amazing for me to see it. And he thinks that everybody should experience at least their favorite artist at least once in the pit. So he got me those tickets. And I thank him to the end of the earth for it. And I literally made a deal with him that next tour I would have my coins saved up so that I would go to different tour dates to see Katy in the pit with him. So, yeah. Let's just hope that, you know, I have my coins saved. I will have my coins saved up because I want to be in the pit. My old English teacher, actually, when I was telling her the story, she was all like, now you ruined your concert experiences, because if you don't go in the pit anymore, you ruined it now. And I'm like, I didn't ruin it, I opened up my eyes. This is a new beginning. I'm a changed woman because of this. That sounds so extra, but it's true. So, yeah, I ended up having to leave, like, right after the concert because my mom was like, you're not spending there until 3 a.m. like you did yesterday. No. So my cousin ended up picking me up, and I was, like, literally, like, crying in his car. Like, I was bawling my eyes out in his car, and he did not know what to do. Like, he was all like, I just came to pick you up. I'm not here to be your therapist right now. So I'm, like, crying, and I'm like, I was so close to her, and he's such a nice person, and all the KATYCATS are nice, and he was playing the radio, and the radio was playing Katy Perry, and I was crying even harder because I just heard these songs live, and I was a mess, okay? I was a mess after this concert. Like, I was a mess after the 31st concert, but this one, I was a mess after. Like, too much of a mess. Like, it was actually really funny. So, I end up just coming home. My mom ends up asking me, like, how the concert was, and of course I was like, it was amazing, hello. So I ended up showing her my videos that I took at my concert, and I'm like, okay, but I need to, like, show you the big wow after, like, the big wow. So basically, when I showed my mom, like, during Power, like, how close I was, my mom was like, holy shit, you almost touched her dress? I'm like, yeah. So there was that. And then my mom went to bed because it was still really late, and my mom was like, I can't do this anymore. No, I gotta go to bed. I'm tired. So I ended up having, like, food at, like, 12 in the morning. So basically dinner at the next day. Breakfast, dinner, whatever you want to call it. I ended up finishing my hot chocolate that I got from Tim Hortons with my cousin. And in the midst of that, I was crying. So I was eating, drinking my hot chocolate, and crying, looking down at my Drop Zone wristband, and just being all like, I can't believe this. Like, this is every fangirl's, like, little scenario that they think of, being like, hey, you know, somebody will, like, take me into the pit and buy me a ticket. And, like, I never expect anybody to do these things for me. Like, it's usually something that, like, you think about, being like, oh, yeah, you know, somebody's gonna do that. And, like, you know, it's like, hey, here, I'm gonna be God for a day and, like, do this for you because you're poor. Here you go. That's bad how I phrase it. I'm sorry. But it's always something you kind of think about, but you never think is going to happen. And the fact that it happened to me, I think is amazing. And it really was just, it was the sweetest thing ever, because I met Chris the 31st, and then he's out here buying me a ticket to see the show in Drop Zone, and I think that that's amazing. And honestly, like, I'm happy that Chris and I are friends, and in all honesty, like, I'm just happy that I'm friends with Chris, even if he didn't buy me those tickets, like, buy that ticket for me. Like, I think that he's a wonderful guy, and I think everybody should meet Chris and just be friends with Chris. And he's just so nice. He's just amazing. He is just a ball of sunshine as a person. Like, he is amazing. He's amazing. He's amazing. And all of those other Katy Cats, they're amazing too. Don't think that y'all ain't amazing, because y'all amazing. But honestly, I do have to, like, just shout out Chris for this, because he's amazing. Like, he just has such a big heart, and I have to say thanks. So, yeah. All the other Katy Cats that I met, they are amazing, and I can't wait until next tour to see this concert again with you guys. And I will be going to more shows. I promise. I'm going to be going to more shows. I will have my coins saved up, and I'll be in the pit or the floor, depending on how the finances are. So, yeah. So, that was my concert experience for Witness the Tour, the Toronto dates, October 31st and November 1st. And I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to subscribe down below. Follow me on all my social medias. Like this video. So, yeah. If you are going to a Witness the Tour date, comment down below. If you already have gone to a Witness the Tour date, then you can comment that down below as well, because I'd love to know. Even, like, share what your seat was. So, yeah. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. And Katy Perry is amazing, and I love her, and she owns my ass. Anyways, bye!